Christian Atheist says, if you claim to follow Christ but do everything in your power to go against his teachings, you are not a Christian. Yeah. Well, I mean, I get what you're saying. I'm just, you know what? I think it's because I've been doing this channel for the time that I have, and because of the information that is shared with me by so many of you. So I get a ton of emails from people. And I get a ton of emails from people who say, I grew up in the church and this is what we were always taught. And I just couldn't take it anymore, and so I had to leave. And I grew up in the church and this is what we were taught. And I don't believe this is true. And I grew up in the church and I grew up in the church. And a lot of people who grew up in within some theologies that just are bad theologies, right? And this is long before MAGA. This is long before MAGA. We're talking about people who grew up in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, when some of these more damaging, destructive theologies came into popularity. People who grew up in churches filled with ritual and doctrine, but no relationship. There has been bad teaching in the church since Jesus ascended into heaven. We've missed the mark as far as teaching goes. We've missed the mark. We've strayed from the beauty and the simplicity of Jesus's teachings, and what it actually means for us in the world and how we're supposed to move through. So I'm really hesitant when it comes to using the term, you're not, like, a person is not a Christian, because in my brain I know that person was taught by someone, right? Like none of us become Christians just because we woke up and went, oh, I'm a Christian today. All of us are led there. Like all of us, this is something that is shared with us that we've chosen to adopt. In some manner, somebody has shared a Christian message with us that we have decided to receive. So we all go through some teaching. We all go through some indoctrination. We all sit at somebody else's feet and we learn from others. And because of that, I think, I guess, my empathetic side, those people that I would vehemently disagree with, those people whose emails, they'll send me an email and tell me how awful I am, or the comments, or the phone messages, anyway, whatever it may be. My empathetic side says, I don't know who taught them. And I don't know who taught their teachers. And I don't know who taught the teachers of their teachers, and so on and so forth. This message that they have, this Christian understanding, this understanding of Jesus that they have, this understanding of the Bible that they have, this understanding of Christian theology that they have, is one that was shared with them. And I've had this conversation with people before who would say, you're leading people astray. As a teacher, they'll tell me I'm leading people astray, and I don't know how you can justify it. I don't know how you can sleep at night. And my answer to that is, my prayer would be that God knows me, and that if I am teaching people erroneously, if I'm leading people astray, then God will forgive them, because it's on me. They didn't sin. I sinned. I led them astray. And I'll be honest, God help me if I led people astray for my own agenda. I believe that if I led people astray because I really did believe that I was teaching them properly, I think God would forgive me and God would forgive them. But God help me. May it be easier for a millstone to be tied around my neck and be thrown into the Halifax harbor than it would be for me. It'd be better for me to be thrown into the harbor than it would be for leading one of these people astray. So I try to reserve my judgment about who is and who is not a Christian, simply because I don't know who made them. I don't know who made those who made them. I don't know who made those who made those who made them, if you get my drift. I will, however, agree and say if you claim to follow Christ but do everything in your power to go against his teachings, that you're not following him very closely. Anyhow. Amen.